Hi guys, happy Friday. So today is a rest and review day for you, which means that lucky for you, you don't really have any assignments to do today, and it's your chance to sort of catch up on all of the things that I assigned you for this week. But that being said, there are some fun activities that are optional for you to do today if you'd like, and one of those things for math today is you can make a little foldable for you to put in your notebook and for you to help you remember all the things you've learned about in math this week. It's pretty fun. It includes coloring and cutting paper, and I think I'm going to make one. So I hope that you try it out. Before you do your foldable though, I just wanted to review some of the things you've learned so far in math, just so that we can make sure that everybody's on the same page and everybody knows about quadrilaterals. So let's get started. So you've been learning about quadrilaterals, which is a pretty big word. Quadrilaterals. Okay, and all that means is it's a shape that has four sides. Okay, so here's an example of one quadrilateral. You know what this one's called? Trapezoid. This is a trapezoid. And the reason it's a trapezoid is because it has one pair of parallel sides. And if you were listening closely this week, you would know that parallel sides mean that they're two lines, that don't touch each other. They're just going next to each other. Okay? Parallel sides are never going to cross. So a trapezoid has two parallel sides, but are these sides parallel? No. So that's a trapezoid. Okay? We also have something called, anybody know what this is? It's not a rectangle, it's a parallelogram. The reason this is a parallelogram is because it has one, two pairs of parallel sides. Okay, it's got all the lines are parallel. I mean, these are not parallel to each other, but these two are parallel to each other, and these two are parallel to each other. Okay, then we've got our good old square. I didn't draw a very good square, sorry guys. And a square, we learned something about squares back when we were learning about area and perimeter. And you want to remember this because this is important. A square has all the same sides. Okay, this is 5 inches, this is 5 inches. If one side is 1 inch or 5 inches or whatever, they're all going to be the same size, the same length. Okay, that's a rule about squares. Okay, there are also parallel sides. These are parallel, and these are parallel. Okay, also something special about squares, they have right angles. Okay, we learned about angles this week. This little box means that it's a right angle. Okay, we learned that a right angle is something that makes this kind of shape, like the edge of a corner of your desk or the edge of a pizza box. Okay, that's a right angle. I'm going to put that here, right angle. Okay, and that's what makes squares special, is that they have right angles. Okay, we also learned about rectangles. A rectangle also has 4 right angles, but it's different than a square because squares are all the same length. Rectangles have different lengths, like maybe this is 10 inches and this is only 2 inches. So they are not all the same length. Okay, that's a rectangle. That's a square. And I think that might be everything in terms of our shapes that we've learned. I'm going to also make sure you guys know what angles are, okay? So if we have angles, we already talked about right angles, but we also have 2 other kinds of angles. An angle that is small, like this, it's smaller than a right angle. That is called an acute angle, because it's so tiny and cute. That's how I remember it. An angle that is bigger than a right angle is called an obtuse angle. It's a fat one. Okay. And just one more thing to remember. I showed you parallel lines. What's the opposite of parallel lines? What happens if they do cross and they cross at a right angle? Like this. If it makes a cross like that, that's called perpendicular. Perpendicular. Okay? If they just cross in any way at all, like they just, you know, you're crossing like this, that's not perpendicular because it doesn't have a right angle. But it's called something. It's called intersecting because they crossed. Intersecting. Sorry, you probably can't read that. So, lots of stuff here, but you can always rewatch this video, pause, whatever. All of this information will help you make that foldable that you can make in your notebook. So feel free to watch this, feel free to zoom in, and good luck.